how's it going? Andy here. Today I'm going to talk about the 5 worst shows from the 90s. Now, the 90s was a very good time for television. There's a lot of great shows, a lot of great sitcoms, and a lot of just amazing cartoons, in my opinion. But there are some that just aren't as good as their sitcom or cartoon counterparts. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, I do want to preface this and say that this is my own personal opinion. You might like some of these shows, however, I just don't find them good. Just saying. So, but I am going to exclude shows I find overrated, such as Friends, and such as Seinfeld, which I've made a video talking about, which I'll leave linked up below and down up below? That doesn't make sense. I'll leave link. I'll be up there. Just click the card up there, or it will be linked down below if you want to check out that video. And also, before we get into the list, I do want to apologize for not having a 90s or rad video up this weekend. I've been dealing with a lot of stomach issues over the last week or so I've been trying to take it easy and stuff like that, but I'm feeling better, so yeah, let's just go ahead and jump into the list. Coming in at number 5, we have Saved by the Bell: The New Class, which is a sequel to the original Saved by the Bell. However, it's not as good, which I know the original Saved by the Bell wasn't the most amazing show ever, but it had this charm to it that just kept me coming back. This show, quite the opposite. I found it very boring, very stale, very cookie cutters. The characters were very boring and just stale and cookie cutter. It's basically Saved by the Bell, just with new characters. Like, the plots of some of the episodes are very similar to the plots of episodes that happen in Saved by the Bell. Now, like I said, it doesn't have that same charm as the original show, which is very unfortunate because I feel like they could have improved with everything that was kind of wrong with the original series, but however, it just fell flat. I will say the show does have a few good things about it. For example, they kept the original theme song. I think they might have just remastered it just a little bit, and it does sound good. It's basically the same intro, which I think it's a really good intro. So there's that. Also, Mr. Belding is in the show, who I think is kind of an underrated character in the original series. I always found him pretty funny, goofy. He was just kind of a pretty cool character, if I do say so myself. However, overall, the show just is kind of boring. Coming in at number 4, we have Me and the Boys. Me and the Boys stars Steve Harvey as a father who owns a video rental shop, which that wouldn't be a plot nowadays because they don't exist anymore. RIP. Now, this show only lasted 19 episodes, so it obviously wasn't too good. And I think the reason is the writing. I saw 2 episodes and I noticed the writing is kind of bad. The acting from everybody else is kind of bad. Steve Harvey, I think, did a pretty okay job. He just didn't really seem too interested in the role. He was just kind of meh, which is weird because a few years later, after the show ended, there's the Steve Harvey Show, which I thought was great and I absolutely loved that show. So it's kind of weird. I don't know. It was kind of weird just how he was acting. You can definitely tell he wasn't 100% in the role. Maybe it was just him. Maybe I'm just weird and noticed that. But overall, yeah, just the writing and the comedy just wasn't there. And it just fell flat compared to other shows of that time and the other shows that were very similar to it. Coming in at number 3 is Big Bad Beetleborgs. Now, what's interesting about this show is I used to love this show when I was younger. For me, it was like more of the Power Rangers. I absolutely loved it. It was basically a Power Rangers clone. That happened a lot during the 90s after the success of the Power Rangers. It is made by the same company. However, I went back to try to watch some episodes and it was pretty rough. It was not very enjoyable. The characters are interesting. I will say that they have very unique characters. I do like the transformations. However, the acting is god-awful. The comedy is kind of dumb. It's very slapstick, but not in a good way. I will say there are a couple times where I did actually laugh, but I was laughing at how stupid the jokes were and just how bad they were delivered. So, again, it was a Power Rangers clone, which was big in the 90s. They did that quite a few times. There's a few shows actually like that. This one, I just can't believe how much I loved it as a kid. Like, I had a lot of the toys, and I used to watch it all the time, but yeah, going back and watching it now, it's pretty damn bad. Coming in at number 2 is a show I recently just found out about, and that is Cop Rock. How to describe Cop Rock, which sounds kind of weird saying it out loud, but it's basically NYPD Blue mixed with a Broadway musical. Yes, it's a musical cop drama show, which interesting. I'll give it credit for being different, for being unique. However, it's just god awful. It's seriously, it's bad. They basically, oh boy. Yeah, imagine a cop drama that there was singing and rapping and dancing and musical numbers. Like, there's an episode where, oh man, it's bad. It's bad. I'll actually have this part linked down below. There's an episode where I can't. All right, I'll try. Part of the episode, they're in a courtroom and it's a judge trying to convict. Well, someone's trying to get convicted of a crime, and the jury starts singing about how the guy is guilty. It's very cringy. It's just, it's bad. It's awful. Watch it. I'll have it linked down below. It's a very bad show. It did not last that long. It only lasted a couple months. I think it started in late September and ended in early December. So how it lasted that long, I don't know, but it's bad. It's a real bad. Coming in at number 1, this might be cheating and might be considered a cop-out. I don't care. I absolutely despise this show. It's not good at all. That's Caillou, which I know it's a preschool show. However, compared to other shows like it at the time, like basically any of the Nick Jr. shows, any other show on PBS, Caillou is just awful. Here's why. For one, the animation, although it's not terrible, it has a very unique style where you don't get a lot of color. A lot of the color is white. Then you have everything in the middle is colored, which it's a unique style. It's not my favorite, but I don't hate it. What I do hate is Caillou as a character and the writing and just how they have Caillou. Now, I know Caillou is also a book, and they're basing it off of that, but Caillou is just a brat and just downright mean and throws temper tantrums. And overall, the show, you don't learn a lesson. Like, that's what I liked about shows like Blue's Clues and Little Bear. You learn something, and it's kind of enjoyable, which this show is just not. Like, like I said, he just has temper tantrums, and it's just a brat. Like, there's even one episode where he pinches his baby sister's cheek and hurts her, and the baby starts crying because Caillou wasn't getting enough attention. It's like, really? Like, that's not showing or setting a good example for younger audiences who think that if I just cry enough, I'll get my way, which actually is kind of a thing now, which is kind of weird. But overall, I don't like Caillou. Sure, is picking Caillou a cop-out? Sure, I don't care. I hate this show. Well, that was my personal list of the 5 worst shows from the 90s. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments down below. Also, what are some of your least favorite shows from the 90s? Again, let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe and also give it a big old thumbs up. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. It definitely helps out the channel. That being said, whoa, I don't know what happened there. With that being said, you guys rock, stay rad. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.